Hey guys, welcome back to the 17th episode of Two Friendless Friends. Well, this episode's going to mark the second last episode of our Get to Know Us series because I think we've run out of tests to do. So this week we will be doing the moral alignment test. But before we begin, let's get some life updates.
Hi everyone, it's Flora. So, life updates. I think last time we filmed it was a week ago, right?
Literally exactly a week ago.
I quit my job.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that was a trek to quit. Because I wasn't actually planning on doing it, but it was like the last straw because my boss called and basically he called the store and then we started a conversation and then he got really mad on the phone and I was like, yeah, I'm done, don't want to do this. So then I told him I just wanted to stop. Then I started crying. Yeah. So that was emotional roller coaster.
So you were just straight up like, nope, I'm done, bye.
Well, that's the cool way of explaining it. In reality, it was more like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so sad. Yeah. What about you? How's your week been?
So last time we recorded was right after my assignment was due, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I think we got back the auto marking for it. My group did really, really well.
That's good. Congratulations.
And then manual marking, from the feedback that my tutor gave us during the lesson, nothing was really wrong with what we did. So I think that was like pretty good. And now that that's over, we had a peer review. And I do not want to see that guy again in the group that didn't really work well.
Yeah,
It would have been so awkward. I don't think he knows he wouldn't know what we put down, but I think he has an idea of what we put down for him in our peer review. Because it was like, the last question is like, would you work with this person again? And it was like, I would actively seek to work with this person. I would prefer this person over some people. And then it was like, I would work with this person if there was no other choice. And I would I would rather work alone than work with this person. You can guess what I put down, I think.
What, that you guys all didn't want to work with him again?
Yes. It was like, I'd rather work alone than work with him. For everyone else, I put down pretty good reviews, except one guy, because, like, honestly, he just isn't a comp sci major. Like, it was just a required course or something else. So, I probably would never see him again anyway. I don't think we have any more overlapping courses. But
that shouldn't be a reason why you put down you don't want to work with him,
I
right?
didn't put down I don't want to work with him. I just said I would pick him over some people, but he's not my first choice. Purely because
okay.
I think just based on ability in terms of like the background that we have is very different, and I understand that. It's just, if it's like, because I'm thinking like, later on it would be like more specialized courses. And for him, that's not really what he needs to do.
Were you allowed to justify your answers?
We were allowed to justify for contribution and communication, but not the last bit. The last bit was just like one final comment. The last bit didn't really matter that much unless it was you wouldn't want to work with them again.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. Anyway, so let's start our episode by going through the one question that we always do at the beginning of every episode. And if you're not aware of what this is, in case you're new to our podcast, well, hello and welcome. So every episode we start by asking a question, normally I ask it to Kelly, but sometimes we switch it up for a little bit of excitement.
I mean, the only question I've asked you is, Flora, do you love me?
Oh, and then it was like,
and then you were exposed.
No, we asked the worm one.
Oh yeah, it was like, was it the worm one or a variation?
No, I think it was a variation.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, there was also the one I asked you, this wasn't recorded, but it was like, oh, can we go on a drive and look at cows? And I'll like, one of us will be pointing at cows, and you were like, which one of us would it be? And I was like, me, because I can't drive.
I vaguely remember that. When was that?
I don't know. That was a while ago. I just remember because I recently saw a very similar one again. It was something like if we were cows, would you eat grass with me? I saw that one too.
Wait, that wasn't asked during the podcast though, right?
No, but what would your answer be to that? I'm interested.
So the question is, if we were cows, would we eat grass together?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. I would eat grass with you over anybody else.
This is if you compare my questions to Flora's questions, they're very different.
Yeah. Honestly though, low-key hoping that you would stall a bit longer because I have no questions prepared for this episode.
Honestly, it's fine because I think we have like a lot of questions in the alignment test to answer anyway.
Yeah, and usually our introductions go for, I think like last time it was
half
30
an hour.
minutes, yeah. So
yeah.
For this week we might just move on and start our quiz, which is
the alignment test. Wait, Flora, have you done this one before?
No, but I've seen pictures of it around like social media, right? So it's like the lawful, neutral, chaotic, evil stuff.
Yeah, because the last time I did it, I remember I did it in year 12, which was like 2 years ago. Basically, I think I got true and neutral, which was confusing to me because I thought I would be chaotic. But apparently I'm true neutral.
Okay, honestly,
we'll see if that's still the same.
I don't really know what this means, so I guess I'll be learning along the way. So the quiz that we're going to use today is it Easy Damas?
Yeah, we'll just link it in the description. So if anyone else wants to take the quiz to see what they are too, they can.
Yeah. So easydamas.com alignment test. So there's quite a few questions in here. What? 30?
Yeah, there's 30 something questions. And they're all like very like moral questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, family elders are expressing disapproval of you to the rest of the family. So what do you do? So it's like a scale of like accepting versus very like, what would you call it? Dismissive of the of the disapproval. So I don't know.
Okay, so the options that they gave you here were A, accept the criticism and change your ways, or you could seek a compromise with them. You could besmir. What is that word? Do you know that word?
Isn't it besmirch?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I genuinely think my English abilities is like way lower than the average person of my age.
Mine is too. Like there's that quiz, it's like the number of words you know, and like I think last time I took it, because my friends were taking it and they were getting like very high scores, and I was like, they were like, my level is on the level of like a 15-year-old.
Wait, so do you just type in as many words as you can think of?
No, it was like random words.
Oh, like,
and do you know the meaning of them?
Okay. Wow, you take a lot of random tests, right?
I did more of these in high school. Well, we're going way off topic. We're meant to be answering the question. But basically in high school, I had a friend. I'm still really good friends with her. And she really liked these personality quizzes. And she would keep asking me to do them like over time as well. Like not just the first time we met. And so that's how I know all of these quizzes. Except for the attachment one. Because I only heard about the attachment one from a friend last year.
Yeah, same.
But she's very, very interested in all of this stuff.
I think it's actually quite fun to do, but I don't think it's very accurate.
It's like some of it will relate to who you are, because like honestly the answers you give do align with you, but it won't give you like the full picture.
That's why,
because it's very like specific.
That's why
questions.
I don't trust the what are they called, horoscopes. Because
horoscopes are so interesting, but I don't really know them that well.
No, I don't either. Someone said to me once that they see me as a horoscope person, like really into horoscopes. And I don't know anything other than I'm an Aries, and I know that
I'm a Scorpio.
See, like that,
and
to me,
Scorpios have a reputation.
Apparently. Well, everyone has a rep. But I know that Sag is at the end, only because of Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj.
But I think Scorpio has the really big rep of being like the mean person. Like,
oh, okay.
It's like always those memes?
Memes?
Scorpio is always the one that's in the memes. Like,
oh, yeah?
Scorpio is always the one that's very
rude,
blunt, but not in like a very bad way. It's like the bitchy one.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's the very but I feel like that somewhat aligns with me.
Well, from song lyrics, I've learnt that I think Gemini's lie, or maybe she just used that because it rhymed. And I know that Sagittarius... Wait, I don't know about Sag. Never mind.
I don't really know any of the other ones, honestly. Let's get back on topic.
Yes, but can I ask a random thing first? Okay.
Yeah.
On my phone, can I not video on front camera?
You can video on front camera.
Why does it
flip it?
No,
the arrow thing.
Oh, I think it's because I was filming a TikTok, so the camera is used for the TikTok, if that makes sense. In my head, it makes sense.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know what's happening.
Sorry, I was trying to film something. But, okay, so let's go back to this quiz, okay? So, when family elders are expressing disapproval of you, do you accept the criticism, seek compromise, besmirch? I hate that. What if one day we become famous and then I turn into a meme? Like, wow, this girl doesn't even know how to pronounce this word.
Besmirch just means damage someone's reputation.
Okay. Damage their reputation, or you can silence them any way you can.
I wouldn't damage their reputation. But, like, the thing is, when I read this, the scenario that comes up in my head might be very different to yours. But it's just, like, generally in my family, when this does happen, it's very unreasonable. And it's, like, stuff that's not, like, fully true as well. It's more just people... Like, when the message gets passed on and it gets altered a little bit, and, like, when it gets to my family, usually it's, like, really altered. I think I've told you stories about stuff that's happened where, the message just got, like, destroyed and something else came up.
Yeah.
I think I would seek a compromise. I wouldn't ruin their reputation, like, on purpose.
Okay. Seek a compromise with them. For me,
it's weird. I think it also depends what scenario comes to your head when you read it as well.
Yeah, that's true. Because when I think about it, I feel like I don't really have family in Australia, so we're already quite distanced anyway. So if I do hear, like, oh, they're doing this and it's kind of like we don't like what Flora's doing, honestly, I would just say, yeah, whatever, move on. But I won't like change what I'm doing. So I would like accept the criticism, but not change my ways. Because I also think that when they're expressing disapproval, it's also kind of invalid.
I think like, especially with us, like with our family mostly being overseas, like they can never see the full picture and they never know everything. Like, you know that story I told you? It was apparently one of my cousins in Vietnam saw a photo of me hugging a guy on Insta. But, basically, he saw the photo. He told his mom that I was hugging a guy and posted it on social media. This was when I was in year 9. So first of all, what the heck is wrong with me hugging a guy? Second of all, my aunt called my grandma and was like, yeah, and like told my grandma, and then that's how
your grandma,
my parents went over to visit my grandma.
Okay.
And that's how they found out. And they're like, what the heck are you guys talking about? And so my parents told me, and I was like trying to figure out what hacking photo it was, right? So, I don't really have photos on Facebook except for like the meme ones for my birthday. So it was most likely from Insta, and I don't remember having the cousin on Facebook. So I went to Insta and I scrolled through and I was checking, and the only one remotely close was me hugging a pole and my cousin hugging the other side at the airport. And the thing is, I'm gonna try and describe this for everyone since this is a podcast. I can't just put up the picture. But the thing is, in the background was my dad with his like arms like on the back of his head, like resting and just standing there in the background. And I'm like, hello? What part of this looks like me just hugging a random guy? And the thing is, that cousin of mine met this other cousin that was the other guy in the picture. And I was like, huh.
Okay, so to clarify, you were hugging a pole, like you were both hugging a pole. You and cousin number 2 was hugging the pole.
Okay, 2, yeah.
Okay, sure. But then cousin number 1 was like, hold up. There's a guy, let me go tell my mom about it. Which is kind of weird, I guess. Actually, I guess it's not too weird.
It's not
because I feel like sometimes
weird. Because I feel like when you see, like in the context of like if you see your cousin with some guy on social media and you think that they're dating or something, you would tell your parents, right?
Yeah. But I think the part that's like why, what was the reason, sorry was that the auntie, the mom, then went to tell the grandma about it.
Literally
and
called
it's like,
the grandma from Vietnam, like literally called from Vietnam to Australia and be like, Kelly was hugging a guy in some picture.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, so sometimes the photos that I post on Instagram can be a bit
I just remove family from my Instagram.
Oh.
I don't let them follow me because it's just I have so many photos from year 12 with people and no one knows about that stuff, so I don't want like people to start rumors like what happened before, and everyone was like talking about how like I had a boyfriend or something, and I was like, no, it's literally my cousin and I hugging a pole in Thailand. So like I think after that incident I just removed my family from social media.
Okay. Yeah. See, like honestly, looking back at it now, because the other day I was scrolling through my Instagram and I don't even think that the photos I post are that provocative.
They're not.
But I guess it is
let me look at your...
to maybe... Okay, sure.
I'd say they're not from like
speaking of Instagram, everyone should go follow 2.friendlessfriends because that's our podcast Instagram. So I post a lot of pictures, I guess, and I think
fine.
Though, it's the cleavage. Okay,
Where the heck is the cleavage?
It is in the.
It's not
the one of me wearing a blue shirt.
No, it's not even that like much, honestly.
And I think sometimes on stories, but then I block them on my stories anyway.
Because
the other day,
don't you put like the interesting ones on private, like close friends?
Oh, yeah. I definitely have a lot more on close friends. I'm very open on the close friends story.
Yeah, you are. Nah, scrolling through your Instagram is so normal. It's so tame. I think mine is a bit more tame, but mine is literally just family photos and random photos.
I used to have a lot more. Like my old DP on Facebook was a bit like, ooh, right? I think I showed you that picture. But anyway, so the other day I was talking to my auntie who is around my mum's, a bit younger than my mum's age actually. So we were just like texting because I replied to her story, and then I was telling her how I went like hiking in the holidays around Royal National Park. So, and then I was showing her pictures, and then she asked me like, oh, why didn't you post about like, and I told her that we went swimming because there's I think it's called like Little Marley Beach at the bottom of the hike. So I told her that we went swimming there, and then she asked me, why didn't you post a picture of you in your bikini? And then I'm like, okay, I don't.
Why do you need to ask that question?
Like, what? I don't understand that either. And then she also, one time we were video calling, and then my auntie was like, oh yeah, you know, you posted a lot of these like pictures on your Instagram. And then before I could say anything, the uncle was like, yeah, it's just because her parents can't see it. Like, they don't have access to the Instagram. And, you know, like now looking back, maybe it's because I've just changed my mindset or my view, but my pictures really aren't.
No, your pictures are so like, tame.
Yeah, I don't think I show off anything in these pictures anyway.
No, the pictures you send me are very different. Including the one of you at dyeing your hair. I love that photo.
Oh, you mean like those kind of pictures? Okay, that's
the variety of
like
photos you send me is pretty funny.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, like if you took, like imagine the photo I sent you yesterday. Do you remember that one? It was like red top.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that photo versus the dyeing my hair photo is like two completely different spectrums.
If someone scrolled through our shared messages, it would be so funny. Yeah. Like our shared photos and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, let's actually pick a answer for question 1. So you would say seek a compromise with them?
Yeah.
Okay. I would go for accept the criticism and change your ways, even though I don't actually think I would do that, but it's the most likely out of them anyway.
Okay, question 2. Would you give up a promising career to aid the family in time of need? This one's hard, because like, I think my answer back then would have been very different. Because right now, I'm so, like, the last time I took this.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, I'm so, like, career-focused because I'm in uni now. I think I'd say, like, if I wouldn't do it and just completely drop everything.
Yeah.
I feel like I would still try to work out some way to, like, balance both to some extent. So I'd say, like, only if I was certain I'd be able to return to my career soon. So the options were in a heartbeat, yes, with some reluctance, only if I was certain I'd be able to return to my career soon, and no.
I'd go same one as you. Because also, if you pick in a heartbeat, yes, I would give up my promising career. It sounds really nice. It sounds like you're a good person, but realistically,
Really, no, because
it's not
I think...
the best outcome for yourself.
What do you define as in time of need? Because
I was thinking health-wise.
I think the worst situation is that I can think of, other than health, is financial. And I wouldn't
me
keep
too.
up with my job because, like, I would be able to support financially, and with health, that also has a huge financial impact. And I do think that, like, there's members of my family that can give care way better than me. So, I'd say, like, I would continue working and, like, supporting financially while someone else is emotionally supporting the family, in a sense. I just don't think I'm the best choice of person to, like, tell them to just quit your job, you need to help the family.
Okay, so actually I picked the same one as you, but I think the reason that I picked this was it's kind of similar to you. But I think, one, if it is in time of need, I think finance gets you very, very far, right? Like
it definitely does.
You can buy a lot of things with money. So even if it's mental health, right? You can...
In time of need always entails some sort of financial
aspect
thing.
To it, yeah.
Like, usually, like, there is some financial aspect where you need money for it, as well as, like, other things, although money may not be the first thing you think of in those situations.
That's why I thought of health, because I think with health you often need someone to actually care for you before you have...
But there's also that, like, the fees and everything, especially if you don't have health insurance, it's so expensive. But also at the same time, like, with work being so flexible nowadays, I'd say, like, I wouldn't even need to give up my career. Like, there would be workarounds available.
Yeah, actually. But I think it's like give up a promising... Oh, you could switch to something else, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think you would completely give it up, honestly.
No, you always find a way anyway. Okay, let's move on to question 3. Would you betray a family member to advance your own career? Yes, without guilt. Yes, but do it secretly. Resist temptation, or find a very idea. What? Sorry. Oh my gosh. You find the idea abhorrent. Is that how you pronounce it?
I'd say the last one. Yeah, that is correct. I'm pretty sure. But you're not asking the correct person for a pronunciation. I'd say the last one, because I feel like this one's very different to the other one. It's like betraying. I don't think morally I could do that.
Okay. I just don't see how I can betray a family member to advance my own career.
I think this is more in, like, a corporate world where you have family members working in the same sector or in the same company, like, or, like, in a rival company, and you either, like, use insider information from them that you're not meant to use, or, like, it's some level of, like, snitching on a family member because you probably know more about them just to get a promotion. That's how I interpret it, and I cannot see myself doing that, because I think my like thought process is your abilities will justify everything that you do and every promotion that you get.
I don't believe that.
And they should.
It should, but I don't believe that. I think,
just in my own, for myself. So, like, I wouldn't take that step to get above other people.
When you said before that your abilities will... Sorry, what was it?
So your abilities should be justifying your position, your pay, and everything like that. I don't think it happens in the real world all the time, but I do want that for myself.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I just don't think that that's the most realistic. I think that a lot of people get where they, like... A lot of it is through networking. Especially in the corporate world.
I think networking is also some level of justifying your ability, but in a different way.
Is it though? Because I feel like yes, but then
to some extent, because, like, It depends if you're faking it. Because, like, if you're faking it, then that's, like, messed up.
But people do that all the time. They're like...
Yeah, people actually do.
Yeah, and even in uni, people do that, right? Like, just looking at how societies are run, a lot of times it's not based on abilities, whether you get into a society or not. It's based on how good friends you are with this person. And then people also attend those, like, direct meet and greets just so that they can act super friendly, get to know the director so that they could be at an advantage, but they don't actually have...
I mean, technically we were kind of like that for our porthead position. Like, we didn't do it on purpose. It was just like we were friends with the directors from a previous thing.
But then again, I think that's a bit different because we didn't actually have to go through an interview stage. We weren't really competing against anyone. And secondly...
There's no one to compete against.
Yeah. But I think he asked us.
Yeah, they asked us if we wanted to do it. But, like, the thing is, I see, like, a lot of these things happening, and I'm like, it's weird. Because societies generally, like, a majority of them don't actually do much. I think there's a very big difference between, like, director and subcom. Like, even looking at the way that reviews work, the members don't do anything at all. I think heads don't do much. Which is, like, the equivalent of subcom.
Yeah.
Heads do a bit more, depending on what portfolio.
That's very true. Actually, I bumped into our exec on the train, and we were talking about this, and then there was this awkward moment where we were both kind of on the same page about something, but then I kind of pretended like I didn't know because I didn't want to bring it up. Yeah.
You can tell me about this later.
Sure. But, like, the exec agreed that there was a lot of chaos in terms of management on the exec side, and they wanted to, like, talk about it with me. But,
yeah, because I think when there is chaos on the exec level, it translates really, really badly.
Yeah.
Down when it goes down to like the subcom, because it's like the chaos just gets magnified even more.
Yeah. And I see that with responsibility really too, because exec had a lot more responsibility than us as social heads.
It was just like some level of they weren't delegating stuff as much as they could have. And that resulted in us not being able to delegate stuff, like, down as well.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we're kind of going a bit off topic. So you would pick that betraying your family member, you would find it abhorrent.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I feel like I'm in between the resist temptation and find the idea abhorrent. Because for me, I don't think I'd do it.
You feel like you're somewhere in the middle of the scale?
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'd do it. But I feel like I have a lot of times where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what if I just do this? Because... Like, you know what, like...
It's like there is always some level of temptation.
Yeah. So, if I'm going to be honest, I resist the temptation. Yeah, but it wouldn't be, like, hard to resist. But it would just be in my mind, like, what if I just went for it? Like, I could... Yeah, anyway. Question 4. Do you respect the leaders of your family? Do their words guide your actions? Are they role models for you? They're often out of touch with your life, or they're just out of touch with reality altogether?
I think for me, they're out of touch with reality. This might seem very harsh if you don't have the context for, like, many of our listeners. It's just like the reality of my life. There's an alarm going off. I don't know if that got picked up. Okay, but the reality of my life is very different to the reality that they see of my life, just because, like, we're so removed from each other in terms of, like, I think the generation gap is really big for us, because first of all, tech, and also, like, for us as immigrants, it's like the education too, like, that emphasis on our parents really, really want us to be, like, successful academic, at least for me. While I'm just more like, yeah, I have this opportunity, but I also have other opportunities that I could take at the same time. So I'd say like they're slightly out of touch with reality in terms of my reality versus theirs.
This is a bit of like the answers that they give you are kind of weird, because like their words could guide your actions, but also they could be out of touch with reality. Like you can be both at the same time.
It depends who you're like thinking of as the leader.
I'm thinking parents
of your family. I'm not really thinking parents. I'm thinking like my aunts and uncles and like the previous generation too.
For me, they're not really involved in my life anyway.
For me, they're like not that involved, but they are sometimes with like some of the things they say. More than like, because I think my parents don't really lead my family. Like, I don't think they're leaders. They're just my parents, and they exist to be like my support. They're really supportive of me.
That's how it should be.
So like, I don't see them as like that traditional leader of the family, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, because they never do that. I see that more with family members that aren't like living with me, and like family members in Vietnam, family members that are like 2 generations before me.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go they're often out of touch with my life, because I think that's true, but also I do think that, because I'm thinking parents when I think of leaders, and they are role models, but they are quite out of touch with my life. For example, I don't think both our parents really know that this podcast is going on, right?
My parents have no idea.
Yeah, my family friend brought it up to my parents because he found it. No, I think I promoted it and he told. So thanks, Zenith. I don't think he watches anyway. But
I think one of my cousins knows, or like, because she saw one of the stories about that I did about it. But she probably didn't pay attention. She doesn't mind, she doesn't care. It's just my life, and she's just like looking at it. And
so you didn't block all your family members of your Instagram?
I didn't block her.
Oh, okay.
Because she's very chill.
Yeah.
And she's a lot closer to my age. She's the closest to my age that I have in my entire family. So I think we're a lot closer than everyone else in my family. Like, my parents definitely don't know. Every time we record and they're home, they just think I'm talking to you. Like, normal chat.
Yeah. It sounds like that too.
Yeah. And my brother, like, is just never home when I'm recording, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So yeah, I guess they're not really, like, both our parents aren't really in touch with everything that we're doing.
It's really funny because the other night my mom kept like, I'm very clingy with my mom. Like, I've always been like this, but I was cuddling with her, and basically she was like, oh, you're not gonna stick to me this much when you get a boyfriend and stuff. And I'm like, literally in my mind, I'm like, little do you know, Mom.
Oh, right.
And but I wasn't gonna say anything because, like, I don't want to expose myself if she doesn't actually know anything.
What's the reason that you don't want to tell her?
It's just like, for like, it doesn't really matter now. Like, it's been so long, but I just don't really feel like telling her.
Okay, fair.
Like, maybe like if I do get a boyfriend later on and like she finds out, and then she's gonna be like, oh, OMG, it's your first boyfriend. I'm gonna be like, no, it's my second, haha.
Oh, okay, I see. I would never admit it, because
I think I would admit it at some point, just because I kind of do want my mom to know, but I also kind of don't want to deal with it.
Also because he was is, like, you guys are on good terms. So there's no, like, embarrassment about it. There's no pain associated with it.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's just, like, we're just good friends now.
Yeah, so, okay. I wouldn't, just because it's, like, I personally just try to forget it. I don't even bring it up a lot of times, because I can't explain to you. Anyway.
The next question's pretty funny.
Okay. If your family had arranged your marriage to someone loathsome, would you go through with it to serve your family and proudly serve your family? Agree but hide your reluctance, subtly work against the union, or flee?
I love how they say it's the union. I'd say I'd flee.
I'd also say I'd flee too. I don't want to.
I wouldn't subtly work against it. I'll just be like, nope, I'm not doing this. I don't care. I wouldn't like run away from home.
Yeah.
But I would like flee from the marriage.
Yeah.
Not the family.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could be able to handle being with someone that I don't like for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And like realistically, I don't see it happening. I feel like my parents don't really know people, you know, like especially not people my age anyway. So
yeah, definitely.
It just really wouldn't happen. Like, and
for me, it's literally just my one family friend.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
which I don't talk to.
I don't really have family friends my age, like 2 years older, but that's because we grew up with them. It's weird, right? So
yeah, definitely.
Okay, next question. Do you want to read it? I don't like reading these anymore.
You're estranged from a family member on I'm not even reading punctuation properly. You're estranged from a family member on his deathbed. He seeks reconciliation. Do you speak to him but hold your ground? Refuse to speak to him. Discuss your estrangement openly and without rancor, or actively seek reconciliation and heed his dying words. That was very hard to read.
I know, that's why I don't want to read it. Like these words.
Is that why you pushed it?
Yeah.
This is weird because I don't feel like I can imagine this happening. Because like with the rest, I've been like looking at scenarios I could imagine and like seeing what I would do. But with this one, I can't really.
I would go discuss your estrangement openly and without ransom.
I wouldn't completely refuse. I think I'm closer to discuss. But I don't think I would actively seek reconciliation because I think I'm someone that holds a grudge.
Oh, I can't at all. I feel like that's been established. I will
literally be fake in front of you, but I will still hate you because of something that you did to me that I cannot forgive.
Isn't that slightly worse?
No, I'll just like, I won't actively seek a fight. Like, because a lot of the people that like I was fake to is because like I just couldn't avoid seeing them or working with them because it was in like a school or uni setting. But I don't want to like do it I don't want to interact with them in a way that was like always like violent or.
That's why I think there's such a fine line between being fake and being civil. Right?
I'd say like I fake it just to be civil. Because I feel like being civil is kind of like being civil in the context of like you're trying to hold back something just to work with someone like peacefully until that thing is over.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's still slightly faking it.
Okay. But
okay,
yeah. Let's just move
Next
on.
question. We're on 45 minutes and we're only on question 7. This is gonna be a long one. A powerful but corrupt judge offers you wealth if you'll testify against your friend. Do you condemn your friend and take the money? Take the money and testify, but try to keep your testimony ineffective. Refuse the offer and refuse to testify. Testify on your friend's behalf, no matter the consequences. Okay, let me set up the scenario that I have in my head right now. So, Flora murdered someone. And
as I do.
In court. Yep. Just as you normally do. And in court, I was asked to testify against my friend and I would get money in exchange. What would I do? For you, it would be me that I'm the murderer. And
yeah.
the thing is, if I want the best for my friend and they actually murdered someone, I would, and I knew, and I was a witness, I would testify, but I wouldn't take the money.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if you've gotten up to week 8 of econ, but there's the oh my god, the game theory about testifying. So do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I am not up to that.
Okay, so I think it's called like the prisoner's dilemma game. So basically it's like the situation that you just set up, right? And it's either like so not really. So it's like if we both commit a crime, if the
other snitches, you get like half the sentence or whatever. Is it that scenario?
Yeah, kind of like that. If like we both confess, then we get less time in jail. If I don't confess, so if I just say no, I didn't do it, then you get more time in jail. So kind of like that, right? And I think it came down to the best outcome would just be both of you to testify at all times, no matter what. Because, well, I won't get into it because I don't really know it well enough. But in this case, I think I would refuse to offer. I don't think I could go through with it guilt-wise. But
yeah, I don't think I would take the money, but I would I'll just tell whatever truth I know.
Yeah.
Because
but what if
honestly,
that friend...
if you were the murderer, you deserve the punishment no matter how close of a friend you are to me.
Sometimes murder can be justified. So,
or murder in the sense that all I can say is did you or did you not kill that person. I'm not talking about the mens rea aspect.
Okay.
So I'm just talking about as a witness, what did I see?
Oh,
and I'll
okay.
just straight up tell that.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Wait, so that would be testify on your friend's behalf, no matter the consequence, right?
No, doesn't that mean always backing up your friend?
Oh.
I think the closest that I can get is probably refuse to offer and refuse to testify. Because that's just I'm not gonna do anything about this and let the facts play out.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Okay.
That's the closest that I can get.
Wait, I'm gonna go same one.
Yep. Do you become close friends or hold most people at a safe distance? I'd say I have few close friends. I mean, few as in a handful.
I have few close friends too. But
because I'd say I define it some as 10 or more and abundance as
oh yeah. Wait, who has 10 or more close? Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I define as close friends. I'm gonna go with I have some close friends actually.
I'd say I have few because I don't really talk to that many people in general anyway. Question 9. Have you ever betrayed a friend?
What
do you mean by betray?
I've done it. I'm gonna go I've done so once. Because
I think I've been tempted. It's probably snitching about something, and I think I've probably been tempted, but I've never gone through with it.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't snitched like that before, but it was basically in a conversation where I revealed something about a friend that I probably shouldn't have, and then I ended up texting them and telling them about it, and I apologized, but so I have done so once. That would be my answer.
Okay, question 10. How do you view lifelong commitment to a single romantic partner? Does this mean you're just you don't divorce or anything and like you have a happy life.
Yeah.
I think it would be, so the options are I have or want such a romance. Such a romance would be ideal if it's achievable. I'd worry I'd miss out on what others have to offer. Or tie yourself to one person. Huge mistake. I think it would be ideal if it's achievable.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because I don't think it's like that healthy to be like, oh, I really want this.
Really?
But like in a really unrealistic way. Because I think when you do put yourself in the mindset that it's like you don't want to separate from this person forever, it's like if anything bad, if any red flags come up, you just brush them away.
Yeah, and then you'd be like
it's
severely
you're
attached.
even worse off then. Because I think if it's possible for me, I would like it. But like, if it's not possible, I just accept that.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, do you insist on repayment when lending money to friends? Yes.
You write up a contract.
You write up a contract so there's no misunderstandings. Yes, but I try to be flexible about the exact terms. No, although it's sure nice to be repaid. No, they just owe me a favor. This is weird. Like, how much money are you lending to your friends to write up a contract?
I mean, like, for us, it's like a couple dollars. So it's like, it's either like, it's nice to be repaid or like they just owe you a favor. I think I'd say it's like, I don't expect it. I don't like go like, oh, bro, pay me back the 50 cents I lent you the other day. But
I'm thinking about it more like going out or something.
And running out of money.
Well, yes, but like I guess like I think also how close are you as friends?
It's also like the purposes of the money, because like if you're lending money to someone to gamble, I expect all of that back. But if you're lending money in like time of need, then I'd be like, yeah, I'll be flexible. But the situation I'm thinking of is very small scale, just random money. And I would say, like, it's nice to be repaid, but I don't mind that much.
Okay. I think it really depends on how much money it is. I think, yeah, if it's a few dollars, then it doesn't matter. But
if it's like,
I'm just going to go
more than
yes,
50.
But I try to be flexible with the exact terms, I guess.
Okay, question 12. Are you still in touch with childhood friends? I'm like slightly in touch with my childhood friend, but I've actually lost touch with so many of my childhood friends because like I moved around a lot, so like I lost contact before we even had things like phones and social media. So I think it's like, no, I move around too much because I don't think we actively try to keep in touch.
I would go, yes, we try to keep in touch. When I think childhood friends, I guess I don't really have too many. Like, I have, like, family friends, right? But when I read this question, I kind of interpret it as, are you good with just keeping in touch with people? And I would say that I'm pretty good at keeping in touch with people.
I'm not that great. I think I move around way too much. Like, the moment I move around to something else, I lose touch with people that don't actively seek conversations with me.
Okay, let me actually...
It's just like, I just lose topics to talk. Like, I lose, like, relatability with them.
Let me ask you a question, though, that was kind of brought up to me when a close friend of mine moved interstate. So it was just, would you stay in touch with a close friend of yours if you know that you probably won't get to see them that much anymore?
Like, I would still stay in touch if we still, like, had conversations and had things in common. But, like, if we no longer... If, like... Because it's, like, am I close enough friends with them that I've broken out of the general, like, just talk about school or work? Because I have done that with a few people, but not many. I don't even think I've broken out of that with the twins.
Right. And
I've only broken out of that with you and Jamie.
wait, for real?
Yes.
So, but, okay, so the twins are people that Kelly went to school with, okay? And they don't go to the same uni as Kelly at the moment. So...
Not even, like, our degrees aren't even remotely similar.
Yeah. So every time you do talk, it's always kind of about school, work.
Yeah, there's not, like, we really don't talk as much because they're the kind of people that aren't as active outside of, like, studies and, like, talking about studies.
Ah, okay. See, I think part of the reason that I'm so different in that sense is because that I personally bring up those conversations outside of the...
Oh, wait, there's gonna be a couple more because there's also Lucy. Like, there are a few, but, like, not that many.
I feel like maybe even to a fault, but I'm so open about personal stuff beyond, like, uni.
I'm also very open.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff that you don't know about me, there's stuff that I don't know about you. But in general, like, I think I'm very willing to share, like, what's happening to me exactly at this moment.
Yeah.
Like, maybe things in the past, I won't share everything because, like, there's too much to go through. But, like, you do know a lot about me.
I think you know, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I don't think that there's really anyone that knows the full extent of this situation that happened to me. And I think most people know about the context, but they don't know about the result. And there's people in my life that know about the result, but they don't know what happened. Or they might know what happened, but they don't correlate the two because I don't tell them that it's because of this. And I was just thinking about that the other day. And I was like, oh, like, I consider myself pretty open, but then I don't really, like, I don't like people knowing that it was because of this that caused this. But anyway, should we move on?
I think with me, I just randomly shared snippets and I don't remember to share the full story with everyone. So everyone just gets different parts of the story. It's really weird because it's just like I just tell whatever comes to mind. And like I always forget parts when I do tell people stuff.
And also we have this podcast, right? So I feel like it's kind of weird because I don't tell the people directly to their face, but they end up finding out about stuff anyway if they happen to listen, but I don't know that they know.
It's like, honestly, when I have met people in real life that listen to the podcast, I'm like, you know way too much about me. I don't feel comfortable.
But then you put it out on there, like the internet.
Yeah, it's like, it's interesting because like, I don't feel anything about putting it on the internet, but when I actually meet the people that are listening, it's very different.
Okay, I can see what you mean. I don't think I feel like that, but I can understand. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Do you donate time and money to improve the local community? Well, first of all, I don't have time and money. So, like, if I do have the time and money, I would. But for now, it's just, no, I don't have enough time or money.
I would say no, I don't have enough time and money to spare. But honestly, I probably do have the, like, I don't need to buy whatever. Actually, I was looking at natural deodorant today. Like, I don't need that. I mean, anyway, my point is,
like, that's one of the things that you probably should have over like normal deodorant. But
my point is that, like, I probably do have time and money to spare. I just don't do it.
The next question's so funny.
Your community is threatened with invasion. Do you help them?
Invasion of what?
I don't know. A virus. Do you help defend it to your last breath? Do you defend the area with the rest of your community? Do you flee as soon as things look grim, or do you cut a deal with the enemy to act as a spy?
I wouldn't like act it. I was like, just I'll defend the area with the rest of my community. I don't think I would act as a spy. Like, why would you do that?
I feel like I'd flee. I don't think that when I think community, I just think of like suburb, and we're not much of like a community.
Oh yeah, I guess flee as soon as things look grim.
Okay.
My safety over the safety of strangers.
Next question.
If you were injured and required immediate assistance, would members of your hometown agree to help? I don't
Yes, because they know I'd do the same for them. Yes, because you're generally well liked in your hometown. Probably not because you're distrusted in your own town, or definitely not because you've made enemies in your hometown. This is weird because
it's for us it's so neutral. Like, I think there are communities where like the suburb like knows each other, everyone knows each other, but for me, I'm just so like, for my hometown, my suburb is very removed in terms of like community, but like I'd say like my neighbors would be willing to help because like we just don't have any beef. There's nothing to have beef about. So I'd just say the second option, yes, because I'm generally well liked in my hometown.
I would say yes too, not because I think that people know me and like me, but I think it's just because one, my suburb is just quite like a family suburb, and I can just kind of make the assumption that they're nice people like that.
Oh wait,
I guess.
First option actually, because it's like I'd do the same for them.
Okay, next one. I feel like I wouldn't pick that just because I feel like they wouldn't know that I would do the same for them because they don't know me.
Oh, I've done stuff to help people around, so.
Oh, okay. What a good person.
In terms of like my neighbors, so it's because like we actually know them from other stuff, so.
I don't know my neighbors at all. Do you respect the laws and authority of your community? Yes, without question. Yes, they're generally the best way to govern, or only when it suits you. If there are laws that you just don't agree with, or you don't pay attention to the authorities, they've got no hold on me.
I'd say yes, they're generally the best way to govern because like I think with laws, it's like a compromise thing because there's gonna be laws that you don't agree with, laws that don't completely suit you, but just to maintain peace and like avoid anything too disruptive, I will just keep following it, and it's like I make this compromise so that like worse things don't happen. And it's also like I respect that this is how others feel, and this is like the situation in which others will feel the most safe. So I will abide by this stuff.
I would say the same as you. I think laws on paper protect everyone, so they're like the best way to govern, but in practice there's a lot of things that just go wrong. Like,
yeah, and that's why laws get amended and everything like that. So I do believe that like the response is definitely slow in law because like there's a whole like process of getting it like approved, and then like if like just someone doesn't approve, it's like, oh, it goes back down, it has to keep getting edited again and again. But I do like believe at the end of the day the law is created to try and like benefit the majority, and when it doesn't benefit some people, there are edits being like continuously made to try and include everyone.
And I guess we are speaking from a Australian point of view.
I think that's very important to point out.
Yeah,
because I think
there's a lot of laws that just don't even support human rights, and
yeah, and like I think even in Australia it is problematic, but I kind of do trust the system to fix that. Even if it's slower, I do trust it to like make changes.
Okay, next question. Do members of your hometown shun, avoid, or mock you? Yes, their small minds can't handle anyone outside the norm. Some do, but because I don't always fit in. No, I'm generally seen as normal. No, I set the standard for what is normal in my community.
No, I think I'm normal, but like there's nothing wrong with me. I haven't done anything to make them mock, shun, or avoid me.
Yeah, me too. I'd go, no, I'm generally seen as normal. Okay,
would
next
you stand
question.
for office or seek to represent the interests of the community in some public manner? I don't think I'm the best person to represent.
Neither am I, but I would like to.
Like, I'd say I would do it if no one else could handle the job, because like I definitely think that there are people out there that are better suited for it than me, but I would be okay with doing it if there's no other better option, in a sense. Like, I would always try to promote the person that's better for the job, and only if I am not the best person for, like, only if I am the best person for the job would I take it.
I would go no, I don't want to be responsible for community's welfare. Only because I think I can't execute anything. Like, I've got the ideas, but in terms of actually managing the entire community, setting out like plans, going through with it, doing like whatever assurance checks, I probably couldn't do that. So I'm gonna go no.
Okay, question 19. We're like nearly halfway and we're 1 hour in. Your country is racked with famine. Would you share what food you had with others? Eat as little as possible yourself and share the rest. Steal what food you needed to survive. Steal as much food as possible, then sell it back to the community at a high price. Well, first of all, if you're the last option, good for you. You'll be wealthy, but you won't be able to buy anything. Haha.
What do you mean you wouldn't be able to buy anything?
Because like if you're wrecked with famine, there's gonna be a shortage anyway.
Oh, right.
There's nothing for you to be
you don't
able
need to buy if you're stealing it all.
Or nothing useful. Because it's like if you steal it all, yeah, then what's the use of the money? The money holds no value anymore.
No.
But at least you'll be rich afterwards if you survive.
Honestly, I would go steal what food you needed to survive.
Yeah, because it's like, it's survival of the fittest, I guess, in this sense.
Oh my gosh, a question I should ask for next week's episode. Feel like I should tell you now. Are human beings inherently evil? Because I've had this conversation before, and I think it's a very interesting topic.
I love this one.
So tune in next week.
Because I discussed it with Jamie before.
Oh my god, I discussed it with the equivalent of Jamie.
Yeah, but I've actually
not
discussed it
Jamie.
Because I was studying it for Frankenstein.
Oh, interesting.
We were studying the moral stuff behind Frankenstein during HSC, and then I dropped right after finishing Frankenstein.
Wait. Okay. Let's move on. So steal what food you needed to survive?
Yeah. So, next one.
If offered enough money, would you slip a poison into your king's drink?
No.
Yes, I've done similar things before. Yes, if I thought I could get away with it. No, although a vast sum of money would tempt me. No, I'd warn the king of the plot.
I'd say like a vast sum of the money would tempt me, but I wouldn't do it. Because I think just like what could happen if I was caught is me, like I'll probably be executed in a society like this.
I'd go no, and I'd warn the king of the plot. But also, I just don't trust, like, the king. I feel like in every kind of story, especially, like, what was it? Was it Othello? Was it Othello? No, it wasn't. It was that one.
Macbeth?
Macbeth, yes. How the king was... no, it was Macbeth that was the immoral person, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because he was too ambitious.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I just go no.
I think the money would tempt me, but I wouldn't do it because I feel like the consequences would be too great for me to take the risk.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too.
A plague is sweeping across your country. Would you undertake a dangerous mission to find the cure, heal the sick as best as you can, avoid contact with the sick, flee the country?
Hey, this is kind of relevant to now because of COVID.
I'd say avoid contact.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't think I have the abilities, but fleeing the country means I could be spreading it to other people.
Yeah, I'd go avoid contact with the sick. Do you respect the lawful authority of the rulers of the land? Yes, long live the Queen. Yes, our rulers are generally fair and just. No, a ruler is no better than anyone else. No, rulers are invariably corrupted by power.
I'd say no, a ruler is no better than anyone else.
See, I do think that the ruler is no better than anyone else, but I also, like, in terms of, like, law, you know, like, when the government proposes a law.
No, I feel like, in this context, they're thinking about a monarchy, not a government.
Yeah, but they still rule over the people, right?
Like, I don't think I would be okay with just one person making all the decisions about my life and restrictions on me. Like, I get it if it's like a body of people that I have elected. Like, I've taken part in electing to represent me. but I wouldn't trust one person to make all of these decisions, because it's like, I don't think one person can do it in a way that like would be fair and just to everyone, because one person can't represent everyone.
When you think about this, do you think that there are consequences for not following the rules?
As in, like, I mean, like, I might not completely respect it, but I wouldn't break the law.
Oh, okay. Then I would say
It's like respect.
I'd either go no rulers are invariably corrupted by power, or they're no better than anyone else. So I'd go C.
I think just in history, a lot of them have been corrupted, right?
Yeah.
Like, at least the history that we know of is generally every single time someone's been corrupt.
I'll just go they're no better than anyone else. Oh, actually, no, I'm changing it to the corrupted by power.
I think in our perspective, at least, just what we have seen and what we have heard of in history, because history just mostly talks about the bad, and we've seen a lot of corruption in history.
True.
Okay, if you were offered a reasonably lucrative deal, would you spy for a hostile foreign power? No, because I wouldn't violate the trust my nation puts in me. Unless my nation doesn't trust me.
One, I
and
just
is
don't
racist.
think that I'm relevant enough for the nation to trust me. But I'm just going to go no because I might get caught.
Because I feel like if the nation does trust me, then there's no reason for me to want to take the deal. Okay, moving on. Question 24. Do you rely on the government to enforce contracts and property rights?
Yes, because maintaining the rule of law is more important than any individual dispute. That's one of them.
Which one are you choosing? I think we'll just read out the one we're choosing.
Yes, because the courts are best equipped to handle such disputes. I think that one.
I think I'm choosing that one. Because I think courts have like a system that is good enough to handle disputes. Sometimes they don't do it the best, but there's always ways to like, what's it called? There's always other ways to settle things that will like end up having the correct outcome.
Always?
Even if it's like later. But I think contracts and property rights on that level, I don't think it would be that serious for me to say like, oh, it's that important.
Okay.
In terms of like, oh, I have to make sure that I get like the 100% correct outcome in the court, and I'll keep like bringing it up again.
So we're both going with yes, because the courts are best equipped to handle such dispute.
Yeah.
Question 25. If imprisoned, would you injure or kill others to escape? Would you?
Oh, that's weird. I mean, like, if I'm imprisoned, then like... No, like, there's probably some reason for me to be imprisoned. Why am I trying to escape?
Unless the court is...
Unless it's, like, some level of... Like, I think I'm just assuming that this is a fair trial and, like, I did do something wrong.
I was just going to know the guards are just doing their job.
In the case where, like, I still wouldn't, like, injure or kill guards because they are actually just doing their jobs. They're not the ones that put me in prison incorrectly, if that was the case.
Would you pick the same one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you accept a noble's right to treat badly the serfs who work on his land? No. The last one. No one has any right to treat another badly, period.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're noble doesn't give you any, like, extra rights. You're still human.
Yes. I don't think anyone is better than me. I don't think I'm better than... Actually, maybe I am better than... Okay. I shouldn't.
Question 27. You have accidentally committed a crime. What do you do?
I'd turn myself in.
I would turn myself in, throwing myself in the mercy of the court, because I think if I do admit to it, I think the court will take into account.
No, they do, yeah.
Whether or not it's like your guilt and your personal guilt and like the moral consequences on you. They do take that into account in your sentence. Okay, the next one's very similar.
Yeah. If guilty, would you confess to a crime?
I mean, yeah, because it might get me a lighter sentence.
Yeah.
I'd rather not take the risk of, like, losing... Like, it's like, if I'm going to get a 20-year sentence versus a 10-year sentence, I'd rather take the hit, get the 10-year sentence, than either risk getting the 20 or none. Like...
Yeah.
I take the middle.
Yeah. Next one.
Would you express a revolutionary political opinion if threatened with punishment? What? Oh, is this protesting, basically?
Oh. Not protesting, but I guess, like, going
Kinda.
against... If threatened with punishment. Because protesting is just like, no, we don't like that.
Like, it's like if the police do come in and, like, they threaten to throw you in jail. I think,
okay.
I'd rather be punished than remain silent because I want to get the message out there. Because I don't want to, like, stay silent and let the problem continue to affect myself and others.
Do you see this in a, do you see this playing out in, like, a real world, like, a modern day time? Or more like a, oh, if women want equal rights, you have to be like Martin Luther King, like that kind of.
I see it in both ways, like, but more of the historical, like, if women want rights, like, many women have spoken up just for me to, like, be able to sit here as an equal to everyone else right now.
See, I don't think I have the courage to do that. But then again, no, although I might privately express my opinions to friends. That's what I'm going to go with. I am too scared to do anything.
Okay, while traveling, you witness an assault. You are ordered to testify, which will delay your travel significantly. What do you do? I think I would remain until the trial's conclusion in case further testimony is needed. Because, like, something happening to someone else is more important than my hecking holiday.
Okay, okay, fine, I'll go with that. See, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a bad person now. Because I'd remain to testify and then leave.
I mean, like,
honestly, realistically, I feel like I would go for that. Like, I know it seems like I'm a worse person, but...
No, it doesn't matter because it's just, like, whatever you feel. Both are, like, on the good end anyway.
What is the best use of wealth?
Provide for the needs of friends and family. Like, I wouldn't completely distribute it because I don't think, no matter how wealthy I get, I don't think I'll be wealthy enough to, like, cover everyone else. But, like, I'd say, like, wealth as in, not as in I'm a billionaire, but wealth as in, like, me having a bit of extra money. I think I would provide for the needs of friends and family first.
Before going to the less fortunate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're almost done. Okay. When confronted with beggars, do you give generously, give moderately, give only what you have, or ignore?
I actually ignore them.
Okay, me too.
I have a story to tell. Basically, this happened to one of my tutors. But basically, my tutor was, like, just coming out from Woolies after buying some stuff. And, like, there was a beggar who asked for food. And when he gave, like, the fruit stuff, the beggar was like, no, give me the chips. And it's like, there's times where, like, the choices that these people make aren't the best. I wouldn't donate, like, money. I would donate items.
Oh, I did that, like, last year. We went out, like, Jamie and I went out. Also, to anyone listening to these podcasts regularly, there are two Jamies whenever we're talking. There's Kelly's Jamie and then there's my Jamie. And Kelly's Jamie is a guy, my Jamie is a girl, okay? And we're best friends. So Jamie and I went out and we made sandwiches and cookies. Then we just distributed it to the homeless. So I would do that, but I would also ignore them as I walk past.
Because when I read this, I think of it as money and not items.
Yeah.
By using magic, you could fool village merchants into thinking your copper pieces were made of gold. What do you do? I think I would only cheat the rich ones. Because, like, the rich ones can afford it. They can afford to... It's like Robin Hood, isn't it? Like, steal from the rich, give to the poor.
I'd say no, it's too risky. I don't want to deal with the consequences.
I don't care anymore.
You have 2 job offers. One pays more, but the other is more secure and steady. Which do you choose?
Oh, the one that pays more is the lucrative one. Oh, I would take the secure one.
Probably the...
Because I would take long term, because the secure one probably means I'll get promoted as well.
Yeah, actually, me too. Okay, I'd go the secure job unless the other job was outrageously lucrative.
I said definitely the secure job because I planned for the long term. Okay, question 35 for second last one. What's the best path to wealth? I think it's like following like staying flexible so you can take advantage of good opportunities. Because if you're very like fixed on the long term path, sometimes like there's an opportunity that comes up and you miss it and you lose out on the chance to earn a lot more money.
I'm going to say hard work and perseverance.
Question 36, last one. If you accepted a job or contract, would you try to finish the task even if it got much more dangerous? I think I would be negotiating. You can bet I'd be negotiating because...
Yeah,
it's
me
like,
too.
Because if it's a job or a contract, I'd expect like the job initial description to be like very, very... like pretty close to what I'm actually doing, and if it gets very bad, like very dangerous, I would say I would be renegotiating.
Yeah.
Okay. What's my alignment?
Let's get out. Oh, have you got yours?
No, why isn't it working?
Oh, I pressed it and I got true neutral. So
no, why are you doing this to me?
It says that you need a JavaScript.
Oh wait, I got it. It's a pop-up.
Yeah.
I got true neutral too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so true neutral character does what seems like a good idea. Doesn't feel too strongly about either way when it comes to good or evil, law or chaos. We exhibit a lack of conviction or bias rather than a commitment to neutrality. Am I pronouncing it right?
What? Neutrality. What's your actual detailed results?
Okay. So lawful good, 17. I don't know what that means though.
I got 14.
Okay.
But I feel like my results were very I'm surprised that it's still the same as last time.
What's the lawful neutral is the middle, right?
True neutral is the middle.
Oh, so that's us.
Yeah, true neutral is like the exact middle.
So I got 21. What did you get?
Huh? For true neutral?
True neutral.
22.
Oh, okay. What was your least?
Lowest? Evil.
Which?
Oh no, all my evils were the same. So like all my goods were 14, all my neutrals were 22, and all my evils were 11.
Oh wow, okay.
And then like the law and chaos, law, neutral, chaos, they were all 8.
Wow, so you're very, very like all-rounded person. Mine are quite different. Chaotic evil would be the least for me. Yeah. I would have thought that.
I thought I would be like slightly chaotic. Oh wait, no, but then I feel like my responses to this compared to me in real life, like this in moral senses, I'm not chaotic. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty neutral.
I thought I was more immoral than you when I was answering the questions.
I mean,
because I feel like a lot of them I was like,
these are our results now.
Yeah. I think this is the second last get to know us episode that we're making, right?
Yeah, so the last one will be the Enneagram, which I think I've done before, but I'm not sure what my result was.
Okay, that'll be fine, because I've never done it. I don't even know what it's about, but we'll be taking it in 2 weeks' time, because we're following that schedule of every 2 weeks, get to know us. Every second week will be the more serious or more like we don't really have a plan, like we just do plan topic. You can check out last week's episode, which was on
ethical business practices.
Yeah. I actually quite like that episode.
Yeah, I think there was like more to talk about, but I think we covered the main points.
Yeah. What's been your favorite episode to record?
What episodes have we recorded? There's been so many. Let's see.
I think you liked the personal finance one. Did you?
The personal finance one was pretty good. I think
I didn't like that one.
Racism was the one where like I think I talked more personally in the racism one.
That was my favorite.
Love languages was interesting.
That took way too long because of technical difficulties.
Was it love languages that had technical difficulty, or was it
No, it was love languages.
I thought it was attachment.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Attachment was... No, love languages... No,
because we had to
it was definitely love languages that had the technical difficulties. And then attachment was the one that went out of order.
Oh, yeah. That was like...
also
that was a bit harder to record.
Yeah. My favorite, definitely...
Now, looking back, I'm not happy with the first few episodes.
No, neither am I. I wasn't really happy with it to begin with anyway, because I think I didn't really understand how the mic worked. So if you look back at the quality, it's the same mic, same editing program, same everything. We haven't really upgraded, but we've just learned how to use the technology a bit better, which is why it sounds better.
And I think we've become a lot more efficient in the way that we do stuff.
And also,
which is cool.
So Josh, right, from the collab episode, which you guys should also check out, from Curse Conversations, was saying how he really noticed a difference between our presence. Like, we just sounded a bit more comfortable, like a lot more comfortable talking to each other, which I definitely noticed too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I think in the beginning, I was like, we just kind of have to get it out, since, like, we were stalling so much. And it was just a matter of, like, get it out. Let's start this.
I think so, yeah.
And, like, it would be a learning journey. I think, like, in the beginning, I was always like, I know it's not going to start out that well. Like, I know we're going to look back and be like, what the heck did we put out back then? But it's cool to, like, go through and see, like, the journey that we've been on. It would be cool, like, post, like, in, like, 10 years' time to come back and listen to this.
And we've actually been getting a lot more views on on YouTube, at least, I think, for the first episode, which isn't the best representation of us anyway, like the introduction one. But hopefully those people have stayed around and continued listening.
Yeah. So thanks to all our new viewers. There's actually been a lot of you guys. Make sure you're subscribed because the stats say most of you aren't. And
and we'll see you next week. So thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. If you liked this content and if you want to see more, continue watching. We post every Sunday 1 p.m. Sydney time. If you want to get to know us a bit more, you can follow us on Instagram, 2.friendlessfriends.
And hopefully next week we'll be less burnt out because finals will be over.
Oh, yes. Wait, will it for me?
The next time we record, everything will be done.
No, it won't.
Yeah, we can. Like, I finish on the Wednesday. We can record on the Thursday.
I do not finish on the Thursday.
Oh, wait, when? Don't you finish before me?
No, I finish after you.
What day?
8th for psych.
Oh, wait, you have 8th? Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess next I will not be burnt out, but Flora will be.
Maybe. Or I might just stick with the tactic of control Fing my way through the exam. I shouldn't say that. I will not cheat.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, open book, you do whatever.
True. And also, we get more than 1 minute per question, which is better than other psych exams I've done before.
I'm excited because econ is 45 questions in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Well, like, there is an extended response, but, like, I probably won't attempt it that much because I don't need it.
Oh, I see. Okay, anyway.
Because I think I'm going to prior my marks on the multiple choice and numerical.
Okay. So thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.